Shut up, Jardin! And welcome to another episode of Frequently Urgent Questing, The Quest of Many Things, Episode 2. Last time, our players tried to catch a frog, and it went okay. As a reminder, here are all our players again.
My name's Breanna. I'm playing Merlin, the wizard Harpy rogue mess.
I'm Stacy. I'm playing Jasper, the dark, shadowy Aasimar Reaper who's really just super angsty all the time.
I'm Jeffrey. I'm playing Tiggles Troublebottom, the stout halfling fighter. It's not great.
I'm Kail. I'm playing the loveling Hell Knight Morfran, who's bent on taking over the world. So we'll see how that goes.
Nice. Okay, so you guys were in the middle of a town called Pavv.
Mm-hmm.
You caught a frog,
Yep.
and you put it in your bag of holding. There were guards on the way, from what you could hear, because there was another giant explosion because somebody decided to stab a frog. Merlin. And...
In my mind, to be fair to me, I thought I was just gonna hook another one of those jewels out, like I saw my buddy Morfran doing.
You sure did.
I sort of succeeded.
Yeah, you did great.
Yeah, you just got...
I just have 24 hit points left.
Yeah.
So what y'all doing now?
So just for my memory, because it's been exactly 1 week since the last time we did this.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Tiggles and I were holding the frog still.
No, it is now inside
It's in the bag
of holding.
Okay.
That Morfran has.
And Morfran is very smugly walking her ass over to the blacksmith, where she's planning on getting a small torture device made up for this frog.
Yep, in the small town named Pavv.
This is my favorite. I'm following Morfran.
Okay.
Don't know how well that will go.
I
You
put
two
my
just
hood
following
up.
around, you, Tiggles, Jasper?
Yeah, I
Just
put my
kinda-
hood up.
Okay. Got it. With your weird bird legs.
Your little bottle.
It's floor length.
Okay, got it.
So yeah, when I have it on, it does completely cover my body. But if I smile or anything, it's very obvious I'm not a person.
Got it. Okay. Give me an investigation check to see if you can find the blacksmith.
Can I assist?
No,
No.
just let Kail roll.
Well, I was gonna give her advantage. You don't
How are
have
you
to let me.
helping?
You're the DM.
That's a 6.
You can help him. help Morfran.
No, Kail's not playing a man.
Yeah, sorry. I'm so used
We're all
to Kail
gonna be
playing a man.
confused.
I'm a lovely lady with lucky fibers.
I'm a lovely lady.
You are a
Luscious
lovely lady.
Just
Tiger.
obsidian armor, just bleeding and just... My goodness.
Big old bushy sideburns.
No, that's an 8.
An 8. Okay, so very confidently you are wandering around.
Yes,
and
In
you
the wrong direction.
are just kind of going in circles. You see other storefronts as you kind of get to the center of town, but you can't find a blacksmith.
No.
Have I been in this town before?
I don't think
think so.
But I think you're just familiar with the topography of the land.
Okay.
You're like, oh, I've seen that on a map.
I kind of look at Morfran suddenly I'm not sure what we're doing, so I just tilt my head and I'm just like.
Nice.
I'm just... Maybe I'll...
Great.
I would like to see if there's a passerby I can ask.
I rolled a 20 to find the blacksmith.
Okay.
Do you know that's what we're doing?
Merlin. I'm assuming that there was a discussion.
Fair enough.
Interesting.
Morfran does kind of narrate her thoughts a lot. So.
Yeah.
You guys are wandering around. You haven't seemed to have caught any attention. You sort of just wander off from the group a little bit, and you look down a street, and you just see an anvil sign, and you're like, that's probably a blacksmith.
Kind of wave my hand at them at the end of the alley.
Ah, yes. Thank you for your much-needed assistance. Trots along.
Okay.
I walk slightly ahead of Morfran just so that I'm between Morfran and Jasper.
Of course you are. You always are.
But off to the side, so it's not like I'm blocking her view or anything.
Gotcha.
Because that would be rude.
It's not obvious.
Well, I don't want it to be like you're short and I'm tall kind of a thing where like if I'm standing directly in front of you, it's like no.
Do you want to try and make an intimidation check?
Sure.
Okay, go for it.
I do have that. I am trained in that. Fuck yeah, 25, bitch.
I don't know what I'm supposed to roll for
I don't know.
this.
How do you feel about a 25? Like, are you kind of like, oh god, bird person?
I mean, I don't really care generally. I'm probably just like, what the fuck is she doing?
You've
Like,
unnerved Jasper.
But I look intimidating.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's working doesn't matter.
Yeah, you notice like there's just like a villager walking by who's just like really goes out of his way to go
I'm a
on
little
the opposite
puffed
side
up.
of the street.
It's
yeah.
fine. You can't really see it because it's
As you approach the blacksmith, you hear the, tang, tang of metal hitting metal, and you see a sign sort of carved into the front that says Fulmar's Forge.
Hail, good blacksmith. I don't want to assume your gender, so I'm not going to say sir or madam.
Are you outside the shop and yell this
I'm
in?
like yelling inside the shop.
What? What? Ting! You gotta come in! I'm busy! Ting, come here and talk to me!
Go all the
You
way
hear
up
him
to him.
yelling.
I go in and I use Mage Hand to stop the hammer.
Oh,
Because you're
okay.
being very rude.
Give me a dexterity with that.
I have
Dexterity?
no
Yeah.
fuck up what I'm just working on.
Or spellcasting.
You can use Arcana.
Arcana.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a lot. 25 again.
Yeah, he goes to swing it again, and he hits his hand on the anvil because there's no longer a hammer in his hand, and he's like, "Oh, what the? Oh my!"
I set it down right on top of the anvil like I didn't do
did that
anything.
man
Yeah.
just break his hand because he thought he was being annoying?
He didn't break his hand, but it looks like it's bleeding a little bit from where he smashed his hand into the metal.
I do want to sit it down like he just like lost his grip or something.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't super obvious that it was me.
He looks very confused for a moment, and he notices all of your visages sort of stalking into his small business, and he goes, "Oh, adventurers."
Of a sort.
Okay, well, you're not that strange in this town. How can I help you?
I have need of a particularly tiny cage of some sort.
For like rats?
For like a frog.
A frog. Okay.
One preferably
We
that
have rat traps.
can be tightened down to hold the creature in place.
Oh, you like a vice?
Yes.
You need a vice. Okay. Well, I don't have anything like that, but I could
I, like-
probably.
Throw a sack of coins down on the table. I'll be like, whatever it takes.
Okay. Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
I'm gonna stand
Like,
behind
20 gold.
Morfran
Oh my
and
God.
do the like.
That's like
The
so
bodyguard
much
thing.
gold.
So much.
This
Okay.
is so unnecessary.
27.
27.
God.
He goes.
And I also slip a pamphlet for
He takes the pamphlet and he wipes his forehead with it. And he puts it down and he doesn't look at it. He's totally focused on the gold. He opens it up and he goes, "Oh my god. So when did you need this by?"
as soon as possible.
"I'll work on it today." And he puts it down. He's like, "Okay, so you need a vice, hold a frog. Like, how big is it?"
I hold up my hand to show him how big the frog was.
"Okay, not that big. So
Normal frog sized.
He's a wily
Some
little
stuff
sucker.
I
I
could
need to be able to get him
repurpose.
in easily, hold him down steadily, but still be able to
you're trying to squish a frog?"
not smash him, just to
That seems really messed up.
immobilize him. It's a very unusual frog.
"Hey, for the amount that you're paying me, I'm not going to argue." And he starts gathering materials to make it. He goes, "Give me about 4 hours and I can have it done?"
It sounds amazing. While you're at it, you should really take a look at that pamphlet. It's life-altering. You know, like on the wealth scale. Like,
Yeah.
walk out.
Okay, he walks out and he just kind of stares at the rest of you. He's like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna get to work."
I use Mage Hand to like nudge the pamphlet a little closer and glare.
Give me an intimidation check.
17.
17. He like grabs a pamphlet off of the table and he goes, "Do I have now?" But okay. And so he
then I leave.
sits down and he starts reading it.
Is that a big pamphlet? Oh no.
But
Oh no.
he seems to be struggling with reading it.
Oh.
Bacchus maybe?
The goat
Weird.
bleats.
Why do they worship a goat? Alright, what are you two doing?
I just kind of shake my head for this and just turn around and leave. Just be like,
Yeah, I have no reason to stay here.
Alright, so you
you
all
want to Harpy
convene
somebody.
outside of the shop. You can hear just very mildly inside of the thing. Lord of... What? Okay, I know gold. I know that word.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's gonna probably take 5 or 6 hours to get that now.
So, what are y'all doing?
I want to find the guard that was trying to find us and see what they're doing.
Okay, so do you want to head back to where the
Yeah.
explosion was? Okay, so...
Stealthily-ish.
Alright, give me a stealth check.
Ish.
I don't have stealth, so that's why it's ish. That would be a 7.
7. Okay, alright. Are the
think
rest
you
of you
think-
following,
I think
or
I'm
is
super
Merlin just
stealthy.
going off by herself?
I'm going with her.
Okay.
I don't care.
So what are you doing, Jasper?
Probably just wandering around, see if I see anything interesting while I wait.
Okay, we'll get to you in a second. Tiggles, you?
I'll go after these two. They're fun.
Okay. So Jasper slinks away, and we'll see what he finds later. And you two go back to the second explosion site, where you see the guards trying to, like, cordon off the area, but there are a bunch of people who are, like, picking up gold and things and prying them out of the walls, and it's just sort of mild pandemonium in this small section of the street. And you kick a bucket.
Not very graceful on my feet.
Yeah, so a couple people look over, give you a weird look, go back to the gold.
I immediately start pandering the word of Bacchus to the people who are picking up the wealth and letting them know that this is a sign from the goat god that wealth can be had by all followers.
Oh god. Okay, I see where this is going for the rest of the game.
Yep.
Give me a persuasion check to see
Sure.
how many people you can get to follow your weird goal.
18.
18. Okay. Let's see if they'll notice. Yeah, I think you get like 4 to 5-ish people to really start to listen to you, and they're like, "You mean there's more gold if we follow Bacchus?
Oh, yes.
That's amazing. Do you
They're
have a pamphlet?"
I completely do. I just start handing them out. Like,
Yeah, so you start handing them out, and they're like, "Now I gotta find someone who knows how to read. Do you know how to read, John?" And it's like, "Yeah, I know how to." And so they, now you have a little bit of conversation starting here.
Goodness.
You just give me a general perception check.
Okay. A lot. 26.
26. Okay, so you're starting to get the feel of the town pretty well, and you sort of come into this one area where you see a bunch of, like, wrought iron fences surrounding what looks like a ruined tower. And it's, like, the tower is in the middle of this large sort of area where it's fenced off. The tower is also made out of iron.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Should have gone
Any
with you.
any signage? Or,
Signage.
I don't know. Any
With your...
keep out, dangerous.
You just see like on the entryway to the tower it says Pavv on it, and it may say probably that's why it's called Pavv.
Yeah. Can I I don't know, roll a history check?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm not good at that, but I'm gonna try.
It doesn't matter. You might roll well.
Nope, I did not.
What'd you roll?
That's a 6.
A 6. You're thinking about it for a while, and you're like, probably a dude named Pavv,
One would assume.
and he built a tower,
Yep.
and people built things around it, and that's why it's called Pavv.
I'm real good at history.
Yeah.
Real good
While Jasper is musing this
at history.
most recent discovery, what are the rest of you doing?
what are the guards doing besides trying to cordon off the space? And do they notice us?
They do not. They definitely do not. They are too busy trying to get people away from the area so they can investigate what happened. They have that one guy that you originally gave a pamphlet to. His body is there, and they're trying to clear the area to see what happened to the body. Obviously, all the shrapnel had killed him. So there's not a lot of guard presence in this town, There's just the two that you saw from earlier.
Gotcha.
You've maybe noticed one or two others sort of wandering around.
Kind of a weird question, but have I ever been here or near here before?
This is pretty far away from where you spent most of your time.
Okay, just checking. Well, it seems like nothing interesting is happening here, so I'm just gonna kind of shrug and be like, look at Morfran and kind of like eyebrow telegraph, like, let's just fucking wander around, I guess.
I think it would be wise if perhaps we tried to investigate more of the cards while we're in town. Maybe there is a magic user around that would be able to give us more insight. Or potentially just a shop where we can get potions. Either way.
Merlin's like a little hurt that Morfran wants any other magic user.
Oh, no.
But, it just, like, goes across her face real quick, and then she gets herself back under control. Like, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. It's fine. It's not like she can ask me questions.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. So I kind of, like, look around trying to find somewhere we can go.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
Like a tavern or someplace mildly seedy. Investigation?
City, yeah.
12.
12. Okay, you take a little while to wander. You're not flying, you're just walking around.
I'm just walking.
Yeah, walking around, and you find a place called the Half Full Mug.
Okay. Sorry, I like dipped my head at it.
Yeah.
Business prospects.
Half full mug. That's kind of shitty. Let's go in.
Merlin kind of like makes a face because it's like a little optimistic for her taste, but sure.
Yeah.
Looks at the halfling.
Yeah.
It's an okay bar when you walk in. It's, serviceable.
Is there
I
like
guess.
a corner table?
Yeah, there is a corner table available. It's not
there's no one
super.
at it.
It's not
Okay.
super full. There are tables. It's kind of midday, so there isn't a lot of people here. You imagine probably more people during the evening. So a few, probably what you assume to be regulars. A couple people in one corner. You can take the other corner if you want.
Okay, yeah. So, well, is the other corner that the people are in any better than our corner?
Give me a perception check.
26.
26. The stools that they're using look nicer than the other ones.
Yeah, I go right up to them and just bare my teeth.
Okay, give me an intimidation.
I'm so sorry. This is just me yelling at people. 18.
18. You just barely beat that. They just kind of freak out. They're like, "Oh my god, what's wrong with you?" And they all stand up suddenly. And do you do anything else?
I sit down.
You sit down. Okay. Are you too?
Yeah, I take a seat too.
I have what
Okay.
I want.
Yeah.
So the clopping of Bacchus entering, and then just you sitting on the chair, just solidly.
This is why I got this table, because I know that Morfran's a sturdy bitch. Like,
Yeah.
we break a lot of tavern stools.
She danced, not dumb. She danced.
Okay, so yeah, and so I take the cards out of my little satchel, and I kind of lay a couple out and like read their titles and stuff, and
Okay, you see that there's like, Uriel or Flames or, anything else. There are these beautiful cards that have these intricate arcane runes on the back of them. And each one is blank, as you saw earlier.
Right.
And they're made out of like a very nice ivory material.
can I make like a history or arcana check to see if any of them sound familiar to me at all?
Yeah, go ahead.
Which one?
Give me history. Jasper, what are you doing? You're like,
19.
Well,
I'll get to you in a second.
Sure.
is there anyone else like just hanging around this tower, or is it pretty empty of people?
You see, after hanging out there for a couple minutes, some bright-eyed, well-geared people wandering into the tower. And you overhear them like, "Come on, guys, we're gonna go get that ring that everyone's talking about."
I wish I was with you so bad.
Oh, I know you do.
The whole time. It's a fucking wizard tower over there.
Okay, I would just like to...
It's like a young guy in half plate armor, and there's a small girl in, or not small girl, but like a young woman in like a cleric's outfit.
Oh boy. Great. This is going to be interesting. I just want to follow them quietly.
Give me a skill check.
And see what happens. Where is my stealth? It's up there.
One group is researching. One
That's-
individual is murdering.
That's not good. I
want to be in the murder party.
I'm not murdering.
What'd you roll,
10.
Jasper? Good enough.
Oh my
Merlin
god.
and Tiggles.
So you see them come in. Another friend of you see like another person join them. It's like a half orc kind of guy with like a mace, and
So
he has
there's-
leather armor on.
3 of them now.
Yeah, there's 3 of them, and you just wait for them to go in, and then you just pass through the gate, and you just stalk in behind them into the darkness.
I just want to watch and see what happens.
Yeah. You rolled a 19.
I did.
There are many like stories throughout history of the Deck of Many Things, what it can do, sort of like the dangers or not. You're not super familiar with there being any actual people tied to the effects of the deck. And even in your arcane studies, decks of magic are, how do I explain it? They're more like, they're a very niche subject. I think that's where I'm getting at.
Yeah.
So it's like, people know about them. If they can get their hands on them, they're a very prized thing, but there's not like a huge interest in searching them out.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
Also
kind of a limited use thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Limited use, and also it could ruin your life forever.
High risk, not necessarily high reward.
So I think that your general knowledge, you're like, you know sort of what some of these cards do, and like you as a player, you know.
Mhm.
So you can make assumptions as to like, okay, so the things that we're hunting probably have abilities related to these cards.
Right. Okay. Not a lot to go off of.
No, unfortunately not.
I look over at the cards that Merlin's got laid out, and I'd like to see if I recognize any of the types of cards, like history-wise.
Sure, give me a history check.
Any sort of like stories, legends about creatures that kind of we might be able to correlate with those abilities.
26.
26. Okay, we'll get to you in a second. Actually, this could be for the both of you. It's you maybe talking with your patron understand a little bit more of the history here. I think you're just sort of communicating with Bacchus, and Bacchus is sort of just feeding you general, like, I think I've heard of this, I think I've heard of this, sort of things. And these are entities that were either thought of as being so powerful that they should not be allowed to wander the mortal realm, or things that could destabilize or destroy, entire cultures, basically.
Okay, so do I think, with my experience, that finding another magic user might be helpful to us, or do I feel like...
This is very hidden knowledge.
Yeah.
You'd have to go back to
Okay.
Menacra to
Okay.
maybe even
That's kind
find
of what I figured.
some sort
Like-
of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I figured. Okay. So, what kind of a floor are we looking at here? Are we on a wooden floor?
Yeah, you
Or-
are. Before we get to what you're about to do,
Sure.
I will say a few things stand out to you in your histories as, trying to be a warlord or things you've heard. There are a few, key warriors who stick out in your mind that maybe they could be tied to the deck. And the stories that you've heard were basically they were dropped into the middle of wars and the war stopped because there was no one left.
Gotcha. And there's nothing on the card to indicate our marks at all, right? There's nothing imprinted onto the card that would indicate other than a name or whatever.
No.
Okay.
What are you doing with your wooden floor?
Oh, I'm not doing anything with the wooden floor. I was hoping it was packed earth, but that's fine.
Okay.
So Merlin uses Mage Hand to pluck one of her head feathers out, one of the longer ones that kind of make up her hair. And then kind of like holds it out like in like a writing gesture to Morfran, so Morfran will give her some ink. Ink and paper.
I take the feather from you, and I first of all like carve the tip to be a quill tip. And then I pull out a small vial of ink from one of my side pouches.
Okay, so in Thieves' Cant, over the course of 10 minutes, because I have to do this like a ritual, I very slowly write out that I think I might know someone who can help us, but it won't be easy, and then kind of give like a brief description of where we need to go.
South.
I assume I know someone of that power level. Whether or not we're going to be able to get in there is a totally different problem.
You know that there are archives of ancient magical tomes that could probably get you information that you want. Yeah.
Like I said, whether or not we can get in there is another problem.
That will be interesting.
Well, while I'm waiting for her to scratch this out in Thieves' Cant, I order a drink, but I want it in my mug. It's a very special mug.
Oh, that mug. Okay. Yeah, you go over to the bartender. Her name is Maggie. She introduces herself as such, and she goes, "And so what can I get for you?"
The strongest drink that you have on offer, and if you could fill it in this. And I put a big ass tankard the size of my head on the table.
I like raise like a feather tip up just to like be like, me too, while I'm still writing.
She goes, "The strongest stuff?
Yes.
You sure, honey? Okay, alright." She goes...
Oh, she's worried about your little baby metabolism.
She goes underneath the counter and she takes out like a green bottle, basically, that doesn't look very uniform. It's like a weird glass shape. And she goes, "That'll be 2 gold for a shot of this."
I'll just fill it to the top, and then like I toss another pack of gold on
Oh my god! She just...
You can never come back to this town.
She just empties the bottle into yours, and then like there's just enough left to like give you a shot for yours, and she goes, "God, this thing takes the paint off my walls," and puts it back underneath the table.
How much, darling?
She looks at the bag. She just grabs out a handful, and she goes, "That should be enough," and then she hands you back the bag.
I put 2 more gold on the counter. That's your
Thank you very much.
Tiggles yells over there, "See if they have cake."
You do that, and it just sounds like...
What?
You realize you're far. He's like,
You weren't that far.
"No. Why does it not sound like it?" Tiggles just yells it again, like,
Put my finger in my ear.
"Yeah, see if they have cake."
Can I hear?
No.
Weird.
I have no idea.
She beckons you over.
Yeah, so I go over.
What did you want?
See if they have cake.
We don't have cake. We have some pastries, but we don't have cake.
I'll take him.
All right, she puts in. She goes, "Hey, cover with the other stuff."
Okay.
Nice.
Thanks.
Snatch it and go back to the table.
So Morfran heard him that time?
No, she just gestured. Maggie gestured for him to come over.
But Maggie knew what he said.
No, she asked him what he wanted.
He said cake.
Yeah, then she heard it because he came over.
So that time.
Yeah.
But I was standing next to Tiggles the first time when you said I didn't.
Oh, I thought you went to the bar.
No.
No, so
I'm very
would've
slowly
heard.
ready.
Sorry.
I was like, there's some magic shit going on.
Sorry, you would have heard it.
I thought the frog got you.
The frog!
Frog took my voice!
I was like, I can't talk, so I
The
can't see
frog
if it's
frog?
both of us.
No, I'm sorry. I thought in my brain you had gone over.
No, I'm still writing very slowly.
Got it. Okay, so yeah, you two would have heard each other. You would not have, and she gestured you over.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just take the pastries, come back to the table, and just...
I'm like balancing the big tankard in one hand and like walking along carefully with the tiny shot, and I'm more worried about dropping that than I'm worried about the tankard.
Yeah.
Not very.
You put it down in
steady.
front of me?
Yeah.
Okay, so Merlin like ducks down and does like the drinking bird thing, but then just grabs it with her lips and like throws the whole shot back in one.
Okay. It burns. Oh my gosh,
Do I
it
need to make
burns.
a con save?
I don't. Yeah.
Okay.
You do.
I just sip mine like a fine wine.
Yeah, you're just nothing's wrong. It still burns for you, but it doesn't have any
It's
other
good.
effects.
17.
Yeah. 17. You're fine.
It's pretty good
You're
considering
fine.
I have no
It's good.
constitution.
You're fine. Alright, so you guys are just sort of, you're writing out your letter, you're enjoying a bunch of pastries, Tiggles, and you are, enjoying your drink, and you can see that everyone else in the bar is looking at you like, what the fuck?
This is a weird ass bar that I'm not even at.
So
Wait. Jasper,
okay, we're back to that.
Yeah.
you have followed these 3 young adventurers into this iron tower.
Boy, have
And it is in ruins, but you see that there is a hatch open that leads down into the earth.
Yeah.
And they light a torch, and
Oh,
they...
torch. That's cute.
Did you say this out loud?
No. I think it, though.
Jasper's inner monologue.
Jasper's just
I love the
100%.
They light a torch, and what the orc guy's like, looks really scary down there. Are you sure we want to go do this? I've heard really terrible things. And the cleric's like, it's okay, I'm here to heal us if we get hurt. And the one dude in half plate armor draws his sword, and he has a torch, and he's like, yeah, we're gonna go get that ring.
Does the orc look anything like Travis Willingham?
I didn't give him a very strong southern accent, so no. Eldritch Blast!
Just checking. I thought I spotted a resemblance.
No. And he has a mace and a falchion.
That's racist.
Because he's a half-orc that's afraid of everything.
Travis is just afraid of everything.
I didn't ask for Ford, did I?
So you see them descend into the darkness, a little bit afraid, and you're just watching from the shadows. You're even harder to see at the moment. I'm assuming you've pulled your cloak up. Yeah. You follow them down.
Yeah.
So much scarier than anything they can find out there, which is my favorite part.
That's
Because if
true.
this was a scary movie, this would be the bit where we're all in the theater going, oh no!
So you silently stalk after them.
Don't ask who's there.
Oh my
Don't
God.
get in the shower.
And you
Don't split
you see
the party.
them trying to get through the first door. Give me a perception check.
26.
26. You see them trying to get to the first door, and you're standing there, right behind them. They don't see you. And you're just kind of looking up, around, down, and you're like, oh, there's a trap right there. Probably a blade that's going to come out of the ceiling. do anything?
No.
No.
Yes.
Why would I do anything?
And
I just want to
the
watch.
guy's like, it's locked. I can't get it open. He's like, I'm just going to kick it. And so he kicks the door, and it just goes, shunk, and the blade comes down from the ceiling and cuts his foot off. At the base of his leg, and he's just screaming now on the floor. He's like, my foot! And she's like, oh my god, the cleric is panicking, and she's like, I think, hold on, let's, put it back on. And so the orc grabs the foot, he's like, oh god, no! And he puts it back on, and they try and heal it. So back to the bar.
These poor babies.
What do you guys do?
So, 10 minutes later, I
10 minutes
finished my
later.
note.
It was about 10 minutes.
The worst bit is, it's about 3 sentences long, and it's really hard to read, but Morfran's got some experience in this. Because the flame writing is not super reliable, so I don't use it for longer messages.
Probably best not to use it around alcohol anyways.
That's very fair. I'm especially flammable right now.
Yes, you are.
And then afterwards, I just write at the bottom, "Weird dude?" ? Referencing that one.
Oh, Jasper.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Morfran knows what I mean.
Yeah.
We get each other.
The dark shadowy fellow is with us.
Nods.
We should probably locate him eventually. Yeah, I mean, we're finished here, are we not?
I nod.
Excellent. Well then. And I go up to the barkeep to ask her, where's the creepiest, most mysterious part of town possibly could go?
I take offense to that. I don't automatically go to the creepiest, weirdest part of town.
And yet you did.
I just happened to find it.
And then followed some people inside without saying anything to them and watching them as their foot got cut off.
Supernatural.
Supernatural.
She starts to talk to you. You two can't hear her. It's just like sound. And she goes, well, probably the Tower of Pavv. It's where we get our namesake. A lot of adventurers go down there. Try and get some ring that's supposedly down in the depths.
A tower, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Which way is that?
Go out, take a right, and maybe another 4 blocks, and then go north for a bit. You'll find it.
Big iron tower. Can't miss it.
It's pretty ruined. You can't see it over the mountains.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for your help today.
You're very welcome.
This is a very delicious drink, by the way. Thank you.
She doesn't say anything.
Are you still sipping at it?
No, I finished it. I'm
Yeah.
done with that shit.
Oh my
Jesus.
God.
She's just staring like, I don't even know what you are.
And like before I like trounce off, I hand her a pamphlet. You should read this when you get a chance.
She just takes it, puts it underneath the bar.
Yep.
Looks over at you two, still at the table.
I smile on my way out.
She kind of looks away.
I just pack aside whatever pastries I still have. It's like, all right, let's go.
Yeah. As you pass the bar, you just reach up, grab another one,
Yeah.
put it in the bag. And she's like, I don't know, mess with that.
Just like, I want nothing to do with this group of people right now.
So you make your way towards this tower. Jasper, they have gotten through the door finally.
And how long did that take them?
How long were you at the bar?
Like I would say
20
like
minutes.
no, we were there a little longer than that. I would say probably like half an hour.
Okay.
Yeah. About half an hour. They've gotten through it now.
Surprised it didn't take them
And
longer.
give me another perception check, please.
Okay.
Or investigation, either one, I don't care.
I think they're the same, so it doesn't matter.
These babies are doing their best.
Are they? That's a nat 20 plus 8.
You give me another stealth check, please. I just want to see how stealthy you are in this instance. And remember, you are in the dark.
Yeah, oh, so I get advantage.
Mm-hmm.
What is my... 25.
25. You are a silent stalker in this moment, and you just kind of like float up next to them. You're actually standing right next to the orc guy. And you see that they're walking into a hallway, and you see tiles in the ground that you're like, oh, those would probably cause spikes to come out of the walls. You guys arrive at the tower, and you hear...
Must be ghosts.
So, Morfran, did you tell us that she said down? Because she said
Down.
below
In the depths.
tower, in the depths. Did you tell us that, or did you just start walking towards the tower?
Oh no, I like I said, I always talk out loud, so
Okay. Okay, so I go in.
Okay. Yeah, so you go in, you see that there is a hatch open where they had descended. You can kind of hear, like, whimpering and, you know, more healing going on down below. And you look up, and there's not much of a tower. It's kind of ruins. You see a staircase that has, you know, fallen in.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you following in? You two?
Yep.
Tiggles,
Oh, yeah.
etc.? Okay, so you all are at the base of this tower, inside.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm just gonna start going down.
Great. So you go down. You see a bunch of blood
I'm
all
not
over the
being
floor.
stealthy at all.
Oh,
Okay, you see a bunch of blood all over the floor, and you see where the door had been opened and a giant blade had come down and chopped the foot off. And you're like, wow, a lot of gore over here. And you see further in the distance a torchlight that is sort of being moved around.
Can I roll to see if I see Jasper?
Sure, give me a perception check.
Okay.
It's gotta be a 25.
Yeah, I can barely, it's possible. Sure do.
You do?
Yeah,
that's
25 exactly.
surprising.
So it's really hard to see at the moment,
I
but
have a
then
+8,
but
so I
then
had a chance.
the torch moves in a way in which right next to the orc you see a shadowy figure just sort of there for a second, and it disappears into the darkness. The torchlight moves aside again, and you're like, oh, it's Jasper.
Oh, yeah. Weird dude.
Probably.
Stand between Morfran and Jasper. And then I just kind of like bird waddle over to the trio.
Okay,
sure. So how much torchlight
Put
do
down.
we see?
it's just one torch down a long hallway.
Okay.
I mean, I just head after.
I'm just
Merlin.
gonna go at a
Yeah.
slow pace, like a slow meandering like walk.
Yeah, are
down
you
the
on
dungeon.
Bacchus?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So there's a clop, 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 and then your talons scratching against
Oh
this
my God.
stone. How are you entering?
Casually, just like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just
Yeah, just
trottling in. or
Seeing
whatever,
blood and
yeah.
everything, it's like, ooh.
Trotting in, and you see this just terrible sight of the guy who had his foot chopped off, where you see like the pant leg had been removed, but now it's been healed back. He now has like a giant spike coming out of his side, and he's on the floor just like breathing very heavily, and the cleric is like, okay, just pull it out, and then we'll heal it.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah. And they notice the three of you, still not you.
Yeah.
And they look at you and like, oh my god, thank you. What? Do you have any healing? Do you have anything to help us?
No. Why would we need healing?
Tiggles goes up to the guy with the spike in it and just kind of just like, just poking into him.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Okay, he cries out in pain, just like, oh god, what are you doing?
Well,
I'm watching Tiggles.
just seeing. You should take this out.
Yeah, please.
Well, since you said please so nicely, and I go over and I want to lift him off of
Okay,
it.
give me a strength check.
Sure thing.
I really hope you succeed, because you'll look cool as fuck if you do.
Yeah, it's an 18.
18, yeah, you just kind of grab him by the belt and you just like rip him off of the spike. And he just like blood just starts pouring out of his side.
Yeah.
And the cleric is trying to cast a spell to heal it up.
Can I make an investigation check to check for traps, please?
Yes, you may.
For further traps?
Yeah.
I'm basically just going past them.
Yeah, you just waddle past.
Yeah, I don't care about them. Sorry. 19.
19. Okay. He had already activated all the spike traps in this area, and
Right.
you don't see anything. You
I'm
see
just
another-
continuing.
Yeah,
past
you
them,
see
so
another
anything past
corridor down further. You doing anything, Jasper? Just watching?
Watching the shenanigans.
Yeah, I'll wait a minute to see what Tiggles is gonna do, and if nothing happens, I'll just keep walking.
Okay. So, Tiggles, what are you doing? Morfran has now removed a man from a spike and put him down on the ground.
He is bleeding profusely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like disregard that because now I'm not as interested into it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go up to the cleric and be like, could you heal me?
But I have to heal my friend first.
He's not gonna make it.
And she continues to try and cast a spell. Let's see how much healing he gets. I think he'll be okay.
Because I'm still a little roughed up from the dam.
Yeah.
Why didn't we take a short rest while we were
I don't know. I don't know.
That's up to you guys. So she heals him, and he seems to stabilize a bit. And she goes, "Well, what do you need?" Oh, and she looks at you, and she sees like all the blood trails from the shrapnel, and she's like, "I don't have a lot of magic left today."
I'm gonna just give her this really like intimidating, like kind of creepy look and be like,
Give me an intimidation.
yeah, it's like, but you have enough for me. That was my intimidation. +6, alright. That's a 10.
Total?
Yeah. 10 total, god damn
That
it.
wasn't a very good roll.
No. She's like, "I'm sorry, but I gotta save it for them if they need it," and gestures towards her two friends.
I mean, at this point, he looks pretty roughed up as is. I think you babies need to call it quits.
Babies? The young man on the floor grits his teeth and he kind of shambles up the wall a little bit and he's like, "No, I'm gonna get through this."
Oh boy. Well, if you insist, lead the way then.
He kind of coughs
Don't
up a little
forget
bit
to
of
check
blood.
for traps.
Yeah. I'll carry over your next roll for checking traps. You go down another little corridor.
Yeah.
It goes down a little flight of stairs, and you can all follow at this point.
Yeah.
And you still silent as death.
Weird, huh?
Yeah.
Like death. Interesting.
And you come across another room, and you notice that there are tripwires all along the floor.
So I use Mage Hand to etch into the wall the thieves' camp for tripwire, and then I step over them. I do not dismantle the trap.
Okay.
I just leave it there for Morfran to find.
Yeah, you notice them easily enough, and you just step over another one, step over another one, step over another one, and you're now at the end of the hall. Are you waiting for them to come down?
Yeah, I'll perch.
Yeah, so you perch there at the end of the hall waiting, and you guys come down to the same corridor now, and you all see there's Morfran at the end, and
Merlin.
Sorry, Merlin at the
We
end.
did this on purpose.
Yeah.
Kail
just,
did this on
just
purpose.
perched there in the corner, and the orc guy raises up his mace, and he's like, "What is that?" Didn't really see you go by.
Don't worry about her. She's with me.
Okay, and he puts the mace down. It's like, so what? Why are you guys here? Are you after the ring too?
It just looks like fun.
He looks like really like trying
There's
to.
not really lots to do in your tiny town, you know.
Yeah, I'm not from here. We're not from here.
Oh. Well,
We
that
just heard
explains
that
it.
there was some sort of treasure below the tower.
Alright, well, I go over to the hallway since I see she's standing in there, and I look over. And do I see the thieves' camp, first of all?
I would have put it somewhere you would see it.
What's your passive perception?
17.
Yeah, you see it.
Okay.
You see it just fine. So you look over, tripwires. You look down. Oh, tripwires.
I stand back. It's their adventure.
Okay. The guy goes, all right. Well, she got across safe, so I guess it's no problem for me. He trips the first wire, and then flame just goes, and just burns him to a crisp, and he just goes, and hits the ground.
Which direction? Towards the more tripwire?
I think he lands on another tripwire, and it goes off again. This person is thoroughly dead. The cleric starts crying, just tears, and the other guy is like, "Oh, I knew this was a bad idea."
I go up to the cleric again. Well, you're down in person. Can I have that heal now?
She's inconsolable at the moment.
I mean, that one needs it too. And I just point to Merlin.
Oh boy.
I wave a wing.
You wave. What are you guys doing?
I lean into the hallway as far as I can and grab his burnt foot and just drag him back.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you drag his burning corpse back.
Yeah.
Drop him on the ground.
Does anybody have a res spell?
He's like, "No, I only have basic healing." While still crying and
Why would you come here like this? Maybe
Vastly
your life
unprepared.
needs to take on a new direction. And I pass her.
oh my god. In this time of need, give me a persuasion check.
Sure thing.
God damn it, Kail.
How many pamphlets do you have?
I have a whole pack of them.
We have people back at our camp just printing.
Just printing
20.
20?
Yeah.
Like a natural 20 or no?
No, unnatural 20. Dirty
Got
20.
it. So she is very receptive to this.
Yes.
You seem so capable in this moment, just asking for things so nonchalantly, and she's just like, I didn't want this. She's crying. She's like,
It's okay. There is a place for
Yeah.
you with others just like you. I really think at this point, this adventure of yours is really at an end. It would be in your best interest if you guys
she
were
is
to.
nodding silently through tears, and the other guy's like, I completely agree. I didn't want to come along here anyway. They just convinced me to.
Sure. But before you leave, is there any way that you would be willing to, just top us off? And I hold out a gold coin for her. I'm I don't want you to leave empty-handed from
Yeah.
this grand adventure.
So let's see what she can do regarding healing. It's not a lot.
I mean, I'm not hurting as bad as Breanna, but...
Yeah, but Breanna's on the other. Well, I should say Merlin is on the other side of the.
Yeah.
So she heals you. 5 hit points.
Woo.
And she heals you 6 hit points. And she is tapped.
Poor thing.
And she and her half-orc companion agree to leave, and this was a fool's errand.
Yeah,
and
I give them both a coin for their troubles.
Yeah, they take the coin,
I
mostly
kind of point her in the direction
out of
of
shock, and they attempt to take the body back up through the way they came.
have fun with that.
And that's where we'll wrap it for this episode. Come back next week to see what happens in the Tower of Pavv. Bye, everybody.
Bye.